familia, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today, as you guys can see from the title, we are doing our monthly makeup new releases dupes. We're gonna talk about some dollars and cents, which I'm so excited about. So I have 5 releases that I've seen throughout the month that I have actually, some have been tempting me, and I wanted to dupe them out in my collection and remind myself that I do own these things over and over and over, and I don't necessarily need to jump right on it. And if obviously I feel like I want it later on, then I'll give myself that opportunity. But if I do not, or I forget about it, then I'm very happy to do this video, because that means I save myself some money and maybe possibly one of you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of Project Pan. That is something that interests you. Subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with the duping. If you're curious about this whole entire series, check out my last video, which I'll put in the iCards. That way you guys can know exactly where I'm coming from, why I'm doing this, what the word duping is on this channel. So there is no confusion if you're new and you're wondering. So let's start out with the very first release that I want to talk to you guys about. So you guys know, it's a tradition. There's always going to be 2 brands on this channel that I'm always going to be duping, and because it's redundant, it's over and over, or they are just too late to the game. And this is one where they're too late to the game. These are Morphe's 9-pan palettes, you guys, and they've come out with a ton. I mean, they went through the whole alphabet. Let me tell you. Let me look, because I need to tell you guys. They have the 9-pan 9T S D C J L W E HKV. I feel like I did a whole song there. These are all based out of monochromatic shadows, like a whole entire theme going on, you guys. They're way too late to the game. Even if they would have done this maybe 2-3 years ago, maybe. But you guys, we've seen it played out over and over, and I think at this point we're all over monochromatic palette. The reason why I don't want them is because I own all of these from ColourPop, basically. ColourPop has done this, Huda Beauty has done this, BH Cosmetics has done this. Morphe, you're a little bit too late to this game. These are all monochromatic palettes that they've come out with different, obviously, themes of a color. L, I think, is like lavender, W is maybe warm tones, I don't know, like that's what they're doing. I have all of these, and I only own them from ColourPop because they were the first ones, but I know BH had come out with some, and I know a lot of you guys have loved those. The cotton candy, the pistachio one, the blueberry one. They have great quality. Huda Beauty has come out with the little 9-pan ones where they're different themes, khaki and, you know, the lavender, whatever it is, the brights, the neons, the warms. We don't need this. We don't need it. We didn't need a bunch of them before. We don't need them now. And I know a lot of us have expressed that. I think at this point we're over the whole monochromatic theme, the monochromatic trend. We have enough. We can work with what we got, and we don't need any more. So this one you will never see on my channel unless it's gifted to me. I have no intentions, or even once, I didn't even look deep into the color stories. I just saw that they're all 9-pan monochromatics, mainly like color stories, and I already knew, nope, I already got those over and over and over. The next one I want to talk to you guys about is one that I may possibly pick up, you guys. I am trying very, very hard not to, but this color story is really talking to me, and I really want to try this formula for myself. That is the new Milani Gilded Terra eyeshadow palette. I have posted this on my Insta stories, and I did get quite a few DMs saying that this palette reminded them of me. Like, this is something that I would choose. Now, I had to think about this one really hard and thoroughly to see what I could dupe out of my collection from this. And this is a palette that I did get for Christmas time. And I gotta tell you that this color story is, it really, really pulls on my heartstrings. Like, this color is so beautiful. I love it. And I realized that I don't own many of it. And this is the one palette that came close to it that I thought that I could dupe for and maybe make me hold off a little bit longer before I officially decide if I want to get it or not. That is the Viseart Dark Edit palette. This color story reminds me very much of the Milani one. The Milani one has a little bit more browns to it. Yeah, it has a little bit more browns to it. You're getting greens, which this one has purples, a little bit of pinks. You guys can see that it's very similar to it. And I do love this formula, so I'm not upset that I own this one over the Milani one. And I think that this is gonna hold me off a little bit longer on buying that one. But something tells me, you guys, I may end up with this Milani one. The Milani one's only $20, and I know I could probably get it on sale for 20% off, half off, some sort of deal going on. It is US $20. I don't feel like that's a lot, and I want to try it out. This one has quite a bit, like, I don't know the size of it or anything, but I'm really liking this one. I put it in this video to try to get myself to not jump on it right away. I have not gotten it. I have not even searched for it. I haven't even tried to look for it. I want it to organically happen. Because I own this one and I really like this one, I'm doing my best to hold off. If I feel like in a little bit, like I'm gonna say another 2 months, if I still feel like I want it, then I'll allow myself to get it. But I am duping it right now with this one to see if this will quench my thirst to not get the Milani one. All right, you guys, this is another one. This is another one where, wow, it's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, it's beautiful. It is giving me the whole entire spring vibe. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous, you guys. This is the Artist Couture Ethereal Bloom palette. It is already available at Sephora per my understanding. And I really want this one too. This is beautiful. I think it's curated enough, small enough. The colors are right up my alley. I think I can get a lot of use out of it, but I'm trying really hard to not buy this one. I don't know. I feel like maybe, I don't know what the price is of this one, but I feel like maybe I can hold off because I do own these shades in other places. The reason why I'm holding off on that one is because I feel like I can get the colors that are standing out in the Ethereal Bloom are the ones that I can find in here. The teal, the purple, the pink, and the peach. The only color that this palette doesn't have is the purple, but I could pull that purple out elsewhere. But I feel like the Summer Vibes from Gimme Glow gives me those 4 shades that I really am drawn to for the Ethereal palette. I had to really break it down and see why is it that I like this Ethereal Bloom palette so much, and it was because of those 4 shades. Here's the peach, here's the pink, here's the turquoise, and all I am missing is a purple. And I got all the shades that I want out of that palette that are attracting me, that are getting my attention. That's the main reason why I'm like, oh, do I really want to get this Artist Couture? Can I save my money for something else that's really fun and exciting and new to my collection, or go something where I can really pull it out here? Here I can get it. This definitely. I have the Vivid Rose, and I have the what's the other one? I have the Violet Purple palette, the little violet palette from Menagerie Cosmetics I could pull out a purple from, and I can get the same vibes out of it. But I got the colors. I have the colors. I don't need to get any of these. I don't need to get that one at all. It's really pretty. Again, my whole entire concept of this is, if in a few months I remember that palette and it's still in the back of my mind, then I'll allow myself. But if I forget about this palette, truthfully, I'm not going to buy it. That's the whole point, is if I know about it now, I've duped it, I've checked it out, I have been drinking the juice to see if maybe it'll calm my thirst, and if it doesn't and I still feel like I want to have it, then I'll do it. But if I forget about it, I drank my whole entire glass of water. All right, the next palette that I want to talk to you guys about is one that I'm not intending on purchasing, but I wanted to share with you guys that you can dupe this one too. This is the Makeup Revolution and Roxy collaboration. This is going to be available on their Beauty Bay website. It's really pretty, and I could see a lot of people wanting to get that one. It's a lot of mauves with browns and things. I'm trying to cover up my Pan That Eyeshadow palette thing, but this is the palette that I would dupe it with. The reason why I have it posted there is because that is my Pan Those Eyeshadows, and I do not want to ruin it for you guys. So, but this palette looks very similar to that palette. I'm getting the mauves with the darker pinks and a little bit of purple to it, those shiny metallic-y shadows. This is exactly that palette. I don't need it. I don't want it. I have it here. I love this formula. I love the color story of this one. I've enjoyed this one. Why do I need this again? For me, there's certain colors that I don't want to have it repeated a lot in my collection. I don't mind having it repeated a few times, but not to the point where it's like killing me to have too many of them. And this is one of those color stories. I have quite a few of these, and I'm content with the ones that I do own, that I don't need to have any more of those. Brighter shades are another different story, but this is pretty. This definitely quenched my thirst for that one. I don't want it. I'm not a fan of Makeup Revolution shadows anyway. I'm better off with this one. I spent the money on this one. This is a lot nicer. I feel like I'll reach for this one 100 times more over that one. So that one, I'm not even even intending on buying, wanting, caring for. I just wanted to let you guys know that you can definitely dupe it if you are interested in that one. Last but not least is the new Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. Now, I have been wanting their Latte 2 palette for a while. I feel like that's a nice neutral palette with a little twist to it from them. I only own one palette from her, and that's the Lemonade palette, which is like the most unique, at least at this point. No, I have the other one that's like a mini size one, so I kind of have like one palette and a half, and I own the two that are more colorful. But this one, I looked at it and I literally wanted to fall asleep. It's just too boring for me. And I do see how it can be practical for some, but you guys, you can dupe this one so many times over and over and over. There's one palette that came to mind that I own that I feel like is a little bit more fun for me if I were to choose either one of these two. And for me, I'm duping the Dominique one with the Hip Dot Ellie palette. Now this Ellie palette does have pressed glitter in it, so just don't pay any mind to the pressed glitter, but if you look at this whole entire bottom part, you're actually seeing that transition palette from Dominique Cosmetics. You're getting those different tones of browns, almost rosy or orangey or peachy browns to them, and you're getting that same vibe. You're getting the mattes, you're getting the shimmers, and then at least with this one, if you want, you are getting those glitters that you can change up the look with. I don't care for the glitter too much, you guys. As long as I know how many glitter shadows I'm getting, I'm okay with that, and then I'll decide whether I'll use them or not. I just don't want to be fooled into buying a palette that's all glitters or has too many glitters in it, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway, this is the one that I would choose. I am okay with this one. I own this one. I love the Hip Dot formula. I basically own almost all of their palettes. I think they're beautiful. I think their formula is amazing. It works really well. It blends really nicely. Dominique Cosmetics, I feel like they're going to be expensive. This is about a $30 palette, I believe, if I remember correctly. This is about $30. And I believe that Dominique Cosmetics palettes are going to be a little bit more expensive. I don't have the price here. Oh, it is. It's $48. See what I mean? That one's $48, and you're getting the same amount of shadows. Yes, you're not getting pressed glitters in that one, but you can dupe that. Even with singles, neutral palette. You guys, there's so many out there. You don't need to spend $48 on this. Unless you're a diehard fan of either the creator of it or the formula, that's on you. But I feel like this is something that we can all dupe in our collection. Then you necessarily don't need to spend almost $50 on a palette that we all have, I'm sure, repeatedly in our collection. All right, you guys, those are my 5 eyeshadow palettes. I did try to find something else that was not an eyeshadow palette to dupe, but honestly, you guys, I can't. There's other things. There's like cream products out there, but because I don't buy too many of other things, I can't really sit here and say that I know that I have better. I know that I can skip out on that because I'm not really familiar with foundations, primers, whatever the case may be. If you heard my kid, I have the door open because she's watching TV in the other room. Anyway, you guys, that's it for me. I will link everything down in the description box. Let me know in the comment section if you purchased any of these new releases, what your thoughts are. Am I missing out on something? Is the formula that great that maybe I should give it a shot? Or did I quench your thirst during this whole entire video? I appreciate your feedback, guys. I'll put more videos over here for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.